Hello, welcome to Nana's a Nerd. Today is day 14 for these quail, so it's time to get them off their egg turner, candle them to see how many valid ones we have, and get them going into lockdown so we can have some hatching. I am really excited. I'll show you their brooder in a minute, but we're going to do this task first, and I've been waiting 2 weeks, so here we go. And I'm going to try to do it quickly, but I've never done it before. I need to turn the room light out to make it just a bit darker. All right, here we go. Tops off. Carefully sitting that down. Okay. My Govee thermometer, which has been working wonderfully for me for 2 weeks. I need to unplug the egg turner. Okay, that's unplugged. Lift the cord out. And then carefully lift my little eggs out. Come on, babies. There you go. There you go. Everybody happy. Everybody happy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. There is some kind of, I think I got a bad egg because there's some kind of scuzz in the bottom here. See that? One of the eggs broke open or something. Or maybe it's already pipping. I don't know. That's okay. I'm going to take that bit of crap out of there. Okay. This is a candling light. Extremely bright flashlight. I'm going to get started. I'm going to start with, oh, I'm not seeing any light through it. That's a good sign. That's one of the blue ones. Lay you down, baby. I'm going to kind of separate them by color. You look good. That one's looking pretty good too. There's so much. The specks, I'm told, are the bloom that the mother, the film the mother leaves on them. Every one of these is looking good so far. Now I'm a newbie at this, my very first time, so even if I have one that doesn't look like it's fertilized, I'm still going to leave it in there because I don't know for sure. Okay, so now we have some dark brown ones. That one may not be good. I'm seeing a lot of light there, but there is a line, so we'll put you in that corner. That one looks good. You're over there. I'm hoping I can. You are probably okay. Man, I've got a lot. That's good. I'm getting a lot of good. Not seeing much there. That you don't want to see anything. If you see light coming through the shell, it's a good sign they're not real viable. I can't really tell on that one. So we'll sit you over there. Like I said, I'm just sort of separating them by egg color as much as I can, but they're a huge mix, so. But I seriously want to know which of the breeds of birds lay the ones that have the blue specks. So I kind of put them off in a corner in there. Now that one, there's a lot of, there's a big space there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There you go. See, I don't think that one's viable. We'll set you aside. Everybody else is looking pretty good so far. Doing pretty good. I don't want to put them in the corner because I don't want them to. And this one's got just a small space at the bottom. He may be okay. So far I've only had 2 that have had a lot of light coming through. Oh my God, so many It's going to be more birds than I can handle if they all hatch. Goodness. Oh, now there's one that's not. Look at all that light. Yeah, that probably wasn't fertilized to begin with. The one that broke open was my, probably, somebody told me that was probably not a good egg anyway. I'm going to dissect that later and see what we have. Yeah, if they don't have enough bloom on them, they don't have much of a chance of being fertile. That's what I was told. Now this one's got a big space on it, but you can see the line. There's development in there. What the hell am I going to do with all these eggs? Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so we have 3 that I suspect are non-viable, but I left them in the corner. And we have the 1 broken one. So that's 26 eggs. I originally wanted 25, so I'm good. But if all of these hatch, man, I'm going to have a lot of quail. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next, distilled water. Jug. With this particular kind of incubator, you add the water, and I've got mesh fabric down, like shelf liner, to keep the babies from sliding. So now I'm going to crank up the humidity. And we have a decent amount of humidity here. So I did it what's called a dry hatch. And that means I didn't put any additional moisture in or water in any of these channels. I don't know how much to add, so I guess I can come back and take it out if I have to. I'm going to leave it there. Put it in 3 of the 6 channels. So we're going to pump the humidity up to help soften, not the shell, but the lining. It's that, you know, when you're cracking your hard-boiled egg. Okay, let me show you the babies. It just helps them to hatch. All right, there they are. These 3 are going to come over here. They're the ones I think are not viable. But okay, let's we'll get the Govee thermometer, hygrometer in there to help us measure more, and put this lid right back on. That didn't take very long. Lid's back on. Now we're just gonna give it a little time, and we're gonna keep a real close eye on the humidity. The humidity before I put the lid on, it was about like 25% in the room, according to the Govee. And the Govee's sitting in there now. We'll give it time to equalize and see what it says. But the other thing I'm supposed to do is remove this second vent plug. When you start it, there are 2 vent plugs on the Little Giant incubator. I removed the one farthest away from the heater first, and then now that I've got all that water in there, I'm going to make sure it's got room to vent, so I'm going to take the second plug out and put that away later. Okay, so we're good to go there. We're going to let it come back up to temp. We're going to keep an eye on the humidity. You want it to be relatively high, so I may have to add more water. Let me show you what I've got here. Okay. All right, there we go. There's the babies. You can see all of them. Those are the ones that I don't think are viable. Their brooder is all set up. You can see the light on the Brincia heat plate. And yeah, the heat plate's kind of big for this, but if I get that many birds, I'm going to need it. I may have to make a bigger brooder. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is enough. I am not mechanically inclined, but I went to cut the vent hole, and I should have taped it down with masking tape or something first, but when I used my husband's skill saw, it splintered. So I wanted to make sure the birds couldn't unalive themselves on any of that. And I duct tape around on the underside here, around the jagged edges. And then I went to put this on, and I was going to use zip ties, and I thought, no, we're not going to take another chance of that stuff splitting, so I just duct taped this down. This is 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch hardware cloth that I happen to already own, so that was no extra cost. The water, you can see I've got little pebbles in it so they don't try to drown themselves. Those are just the little decorative ones that I had on hand, and I washed them. This is their food tray, or their feeder. It is drying. It was, everything's been washed and taken care, ready to go. I just want this to be completely dry before I put any food in it, and it's going to be a couple of days. My notepad where I'm keeping notes on everything that happens. There's their feed. That was the only brand I could find, was the Purina. I've heard good, and so a lot of people use it. Other people have said negative things about it. We'll see what happens. So, okay, and that's their sand for later on. They don't need that right away. So, do I have anything? Let's go to the kitchen. Let's go investigate our broken egg. Okay. And part of my entourage, up. We have to be diligent about keeping cats at bay. Okay, out to the dirty kitchen. Yes, it is a mess. Get a plate. I just made breakfast a bit ago. Okay. Let's see if we... All right, we are going to... I think that's probably best. Looks like it got burnt. Okay, that was not a viable egg. That was not a viable egg in the heat. We have a hard-boiled egg white, a cooked egg white. So that's all that was. This was not viable, and not, it was never gonna hatch. So I'm gonna save the shell. They're gonna get their shell back. I save all my eggshells, wash them, put them in my dehydrator to cook any bacteria out of them, but on a low enough heat that they don't burn up. And then I save them, grind them up into a powder, and I'm going to feed it back to them when they need extra calcium when they're older. So this goes in my eggshell jar. No waste. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to eat this, though. It's been sitting there a long time, and it's really hard. But I'm glad it wasn't a viable baby. Okay. As a scientist, even though I may not like doing it, anything that doesn't hatch, I'm going to open those eggs, and I'm going to find out what stage they were at, and try to get the most information I can, so that each time I can do better. That's what scientists do. Nana's a nerd. Bye for now. Like and subscribe.